What up everybody, this is CollectorsDream. Hope you guys enjoying your day, your night, your morning, whenever you're watching the video. Now as you guys can see, I have the whole set, as you guys know, and I will be doing a review of it today. In the background, as you can see, just some green light muscle cars, which just happen to be that they're also part of all the Fast and Furious movies. From Tokyo Drift to Fast and Furious, Fast and Furious, prelude to is a prelude or prologue after the Fast and Furious, and then obviously, movies. Nevertheless, let's kind of have a look into them. So the first thing we know is the first one they released in this series. There's actually a lot of new cars which they haven't done before. So I mean, they've done the Suzuki's Honda S2000. This is I forgot his name, but this is the bad guys from the Fast and the Furious. So that's pretty cool. That's a new car model, and that's really cool. I'm really liking it. I love how all of them pretty much, nevertheless, after all the new sets, they have the same similar style, the same logo. It's the same kind of cut out top on the top of the Fast and Furious set, so you know what it is. And then in the bottom you have the picture of which film it's coming from. Now this is a re-release. I know a lot of people don't have it because I don't know why it was. I think it was when it was released originally, didn't have a lot of them to come out. But this is a re-release, so Too Fast Too Furious, the Nissan Skyline. You would think it's identical to the one that was already out released before. I don't know if you guys can hear it, but that's very strong rain. But this is the original one that was released. As you guys can see, if you missed out on the original one, you pretty much get it with this one. But the only one exception is that we go like this. It doesn't have the stripes at the front. But that's cool. I mean, if you'd never have it, this is a great addition. Now the third one is a new one as well. The 1970s Road Runner, Plymouth Road Runner from Tokyo Drift. This is the first time this has been released. I mean, no, the casting isn't for the movie, so that's really good benefit for those who haven't got it. So we will have a look at all of them later on. I will open it up. Now this is probably the one, for me, this is the weakest one that they have released, the Porsche, the 911. The reason is because first of all, they skipped the movie, they skipped Fast and Furious. I mean, I would like to see a Chevelle, or I would like to see what else did they drive in that movie. Just trying to think. They had a Subaru, which they released, a different one, that was Fast and Furious as well. There were a couple other cars, I'm pretty sure, that were pretty cool in that film. But they put out the Fast and Furious 5, the Fast 5, and they got out this guy wasn't in that for long. This guy was in it for maybe a couple of minutes, and that's it in the whole film. But look, nevertheless, it's still pretty cool. That's a new release as well. So for those who collect movies like me, just purely for that, it's good. This is a re-release. They released this one in mainline Hot Wheels. Now you get it in the Fast and the Furious. So I do feel in some of these instances kind of not cheated, but I mean, I'm glad. I was complaining they kept on releasing Dom's Charger in every single one of them, and they didn't this time. So that's a benefit. But you do get this one, which as a collector I already have because it wasn't main release. So, but look, it's still cool. I think the only difference would be is that this one has a number plate and painted taillights. Now we move on to the Ford Escort, our RS 1600. This is a re-release. It has a different paint scheme to it. I think it has the same. I think it has the same rims or similar golden rims. Everything's kind of stays the same. But look, I still don't mind it. I think it's got a different paint scheme, so kind of more or less towards what the movie was. So with that, I'm fine. I'm happy. Now these two are new releases as well. We have a Supra. Everybody loves a Toyota Supra. And it's the last Supra that Paul Walker drove, so it has a lot of sentimental values for those who obviously are fans of Paul Walker or Brian O'Conner from the film. But yeah, I actually like this. I think this is probably one of the coolest looking Supras that they have released in a long time. I think it looks better than they did with the Too Fast and Furious Supra or the Fast and Furious. So no, I like it, and I like how it has the painted front lights and painted headlights, so they didn't skip out on that, because previous release they did skip out. And the last one is the Subaru WRX. Actually, originally I thought that this was the release from the Fast and Furious, but it's actually from number 7. This is when they were trying to get God's Eye, so when they captured Ramsey. I think her name was Ramsey from the car. I may be wrong, so this is the Subaru from that time. So there's 2 Subarus in the Fast and the Furious franchise. But so that's the whole 7. Alright, so as you guys can see, I placed them all here so we can have a better look at them and actually see what they look like outside the box. So the first one we have is Johnny Tran's Honda S2000. Gonna be honest with you, I had to look it up because I was thinking his name was Han, but obviously I know it wasn't. Now, like I said, this is a re-release of, not a reuse of a casting. So this is a reuse of the Honda S2000 casting that they had for Suki. So this is Suki's Honda from Too Fast, Too Furious, and then this is Johnny's from the Fast and Furious. I mean, I like both of them. I really do. The only downside I have for both, to be honest, is the fact that neither of them have painted taillights. They do have painted headlights, and you would think it wouldn't cost a lot just to like put like a little bit of red on each side, on each one. But look, nevertheless, I'm not gonna complain. The fact is that I do get two brand new cars from the films that I really love and enjoy. So, and I do collect, as you guys can see. So, nevertheless, I do love them, and yeah, it's good to have Johnny's S2000 as well. The fact is, it's still got all of his original decals, so that's the benefit, and you can't really complain about that. Now, next up is we do have the Nissan Skyline R34 from Too Fast, Too Furious. Like I said, this is a re-release. It's identical, so even if you look here, it says 2009, or is it 2009 Mattel? So we have a look at the back. And then, like, when you have a look at this one, this is the first one released originally. It also says 2009 Mattel. So it's this identical body. The two biggest differences is that the original has bigger painted brake lights compared to the small ones here. They have the same rims. The other thing is, you guys can see the paint is a little bit darker, but the most noticeable one is at the front, where the new release doesn't have the stripes. Maybe they did it for the fact is that people do know that this is a new release, so there has to be some kind of difference. Because like I said, they have released movies a couple of times. So this is the box for it. This is the card. Just had to get it out. So obviously the reason why I'm saying that is because in the movie it had the stripes. So I'm not sure why they did it. Like I said, my only guess is the fact is that so that people are aware that they have that, or well, for those who know that they've re-released it, because you guys know they have released others before, and it's been a lot of, they've released the Supra a couple of times, they released Dom's Charger like 7 times. So, and each time they release it, they do something different, just a little bit of variation. So I'm guessing that's the same thing here. They decided to do variation on the stripes. So that's that. The Road Runner, unfortunately, this is the first release. Well, not unfortunately, actually very, very fortunately, because this is a very, very good release of the Road Runner. I love this car. I love the casting. I don't know how the car is rated later on, but maybe add either headlights or taillights. Maybe a different set of wheels, because like look, we've seen like 7 Dom's Chargers, and this is it's a very muscle car, the Road Runner. So you will see it, because like obviously people who love muscle cars will get it. Those who like Road Runners will get it. Those who like American cars, movie cars, or just even general people who just like buy Hot Wheels every now and then will probably pick it up as well, because it is a really nice looking diecast. Now this is the Porsche. For me personally, I know some of you will disagree with me, but for me personally, I think this is the weakest. Okay, I would have to say it's either this or the Corvette that's the weakest in the group. The reason I say that is there isn't much to it. Like, it has no modifications that we can see. It's a very standard blue Porsche. It's still got its GTR writings on the side, and not only that, it wasn't even in the movie for a long time. Like, you know what I mean? Like, as other cars, they won this car, they took it once around town, like for the cameras, and that's it. It was gone. This car really had not much to do with the movies. So that's the only kind of downside that I do have with it. But it is like a Fast and Furious car. You know that it was in the movies. It was very obvious that it was in the movies, so that's why it's here, and that's why it's in the set. Now the Corvette, like I said, also the Corvette. Jeez, that was a tongue twister for me. The reason why I say it's either this or that was the weakest one is because it is pretty much identical to the mainline release. Has the same wheels. Now, originally I thought that the mainline didn't have the painted taillights or the number plates, but they do. The only difference, I don't know if you guys can pick it up, is the slightly color variation. The very slight color variation. That is literally the only difference that these two have. Apart from that, these cars are identical. And the more or less whiter silverish is the new release. now we have the Ford Escort. This is an upgrade, so I don't think it's the weakest link, as you guys can definitely see. So we go like this. This is the new release. It's got better rims, much darker, pearly kind of blue finish. Whereas the new one had a very light blue and other rims on it. So yeah, so I do feel with this one, I'm glad that they redid it. I think it gives much more to the car. The color, I think it makes the car look much better, as do the tires, the rims. So this is definitely a benefit that we released it. I'm glad they did. So that's a plus on the new set compared to the old one. Now coming up to the Toyota Supra. So this is this release, the first one of the white one. As you guys can see, this is what I'm saying. Like, they can put effort or they cannot put in effort. They put in effort. They have painted headlights. They have the Supra logo there, the Toyota there, the other right in there. All of it's white. There is nothing, and that's what I like about it. Like, even in the film, like, as much as the when you grow up, the first ones, they had all the decal here. It's just plain white. Looks very awesome. It doesn't need anything on it. It doesn't need to be it doesn't look plain. It just looks nice. And this is the one that this is the one they released before. This 2016 release. Now I know they've released this one many times, but that's what I'm saying. Like, they can be slack about it. Like, why couldn't they on this one paint the headlights? Because they did. I mean, they have released one where they had painted headlights, and then took it away. But look how much better it looks with painted headlights. I mean, both of them have painted taillights, and even the taillights I think is different painted. So yeah, I do like this release. I think it's a very plus benefit. Nothing can be said about it. So that's a plus. And then the last ones is the Subaru. So we have Subaru WRX from the Fast and Furious 7. So that's a really nice done. I do like the color scheme of it. And then we have the Subaru from Fast and Furious, which I really like as well. Actually, I think I prefer the Fast and Furious Subaru to the 7 one. Saying that, the only reason I prefer it is because it does have more or less painted headlights. Not really painted taillights. You can see this one's got the trademark for the Universal Studios. So I'm not sure. This one should have it somewhere. I don't know if I can. I don't think I can see it. But look, both of them are badass cars. I do like the Subaru and it's by itself. I think it's a very cool casting. So I do like the fact that there's two of them now. I think it makes sense. But yeah, look, that's the end of it. That's all of these ones. I think more or less this is probably one of my favorite sets of Fast and Furious of the cars, because we do get a lot of new cars in it. A lot of like really nice cars. Like, I know a lot of people wanted the Johnny's S2000 and they finally got it. A lot of people wanted the Skyline because they never had it, and they finally got it. A lot of people wanted new castings, and they got the Plymouth. I mean, they got the Road Runner. They got the Porsche. A lot of people wanted the official release of the Corvette, even because the main line doesn't really count. For those who collect on cards, they wanted it and they got it. And same with the Escort, they wanted it and they got it. I know a lot of people really wanted the Supra, and it came out. And then the last one, at least, is like, obviously the Subaru was a really big hit, because it's pretty hard to like by itself. This Subaru goes for like, I think like $15 because like people like it from the previous one, and it's hard to find it. So that's why they released this, because they knew that this is a great casting, and obviously they needed a new car. Like I said, people were sick and tired of seeing the same cars. Like, literally, we got like we got 8 of Dom's Chargers. We have like 4 or 5 of these Supras. Yeah, so like they keep on releasing the same cars. Just we have 2 Ford Mustangs. I think we have 2 Chevrolets SS. So we have a lot of the similar castings. So not casting, similar cars that's just been re-released. That's why people wanted something new, and Mattel gave it to them. Hot Wheels gave it to them, and I think Hot Wheels are happy. So they do. I think they do really like this set, and I think this set will do really exceptionally well. So that's my little review on it, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I will probably be doing a video of all of my Fast and Furious cars very soon, my entire collection. So look out for that as well.